Mark chapter 11 verses 20 to 24. Now in the morning as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. And Peter, remembering, said to him, Rabbi, look, the fig tree which you cursed was withered away. So Jesus answered and said to them, Have faith in God. For assuredly, I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, Be removed, and be cast into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that those things he says will be done, he will have whatever he says. Therefore, I say to you, whatever things you ask when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you will have them. In today's verse, Mark takes us back to the fig tree mentioned earlier in the chapter, the one Jesus had cursed. Passing the same tree, the disciples see that it was completely withered up. It reminds me of what Jesus said to his disciples on the Mount of Olives in Matthew 24, verse 2. Assuredly I say to you, not one stone shall be left here upon another that shall not be thrown down. This is exactly what happened in AD 70, just as Jesus predicted, when the city of Jerusalem was razed by Rome. Jesus' intention behind the death of the unfruitful fig tree was to teach his disciples about the consequences of bad faith. However, it also triggered their interest in how to perform such a miracle. It was Peter who voiced their enthusiasm. Rabbi, look, the fig tree which you cursed has withered away. In other words, Lord, we want to know how you did this, so we can do it too. In response, Jesus used the opportunity to teach them about prayer. Whatever says to this mountain, example, the Mount of Olives, be removed and cast into the sea, example, the Dead Sea, and believes, example, has faith in God, it will be done. Amazing. And Jesus doesn't finish there. He adds another powerful, universal declaration. Whatever things you ask when you pray, believe that you receive them and you will have them. I am sure very few of you are interested in moving mountain into the sea. However, there are no doubt many things you want removed from your life. Many problems you want to solve, many needs you want to provide for. The good news is that your requests will be granted. Of course, Jesus did not mean that any arbitrary request will be acceded to. Everything must be done in accordance with the law of God's kingdom. This is the greatest promise that Jesus gave his disciples in the Gospel of Mark. On the verge of losing their master, they needed such a powerful assurance to enable them to continue his work. Even though they weren't quite ready for this message at the time Jesus delivered it, they would remember it after he ascended to heaven. Their prayers were answered, and they conquered the world with the gospel. What kind of mountain do you want to remove from your life? I pray that they may be tossed into the depths of the sea.